Hello, greetings, how you doing? I've not made any videos for the past 2 days because I've been completely exhausted. You ever been to that point where you bring your body to a level of exhaustion where you feel like you're composting or something? Yeah, that's exactly how I feel. Man, so society is really de-evolved. Someone sent me a video that somebody took out in the parking lot. This lady went into Popeye's Chicken because on her receipt she was double charged. And the manager drug her out, and he's got a video of this. It's horrific. An old lady, 55 years old. It's not that old, but anyway, picks her up and body slams her, shatters her elbow, breaks 4 ribs, and breaks her leg. I hope that lady sues Popeye's Chicken for millions and millions of dollars. Society has absolutely de-evolved. I'm off topic. I'm going to edit this part out of the video later. Sorry about that. So sorry. This is about the VOIGTLANDER 75mm f1.5. I've actually had it for about a week and a half for testing. I love VOIGTLANDER stuff. There's actually nothing finer, including Zeiss, and I have a lot of Zeiss lenses, nothing finer that you can get for your money than a VOIGTLANDER lens. Well, there's some like used Nikkor lenses, some of which are absolutely incredible. I own a lot of VOIGTLANDER lenses. This is the 75mm 1.5. It's actually 7 elements in 6 groups. It's $1,000. It actually comes with a really nice metal lens hood, which I left in the box. And the micro contrast on this is absolutely incredible. There are some deficiencies, and I really don't care that much about sharpness on low element count lenses, which is not all that important because they have a bokeh and a je ne sais quoi, and a micro contrast, which is important for black and white photography of any kind, whether that be street or portraiture, that actually supersedes sharpness. However, this one's a little bit less sharp than it should be. It's a Leica M mount, by the way. Not much chromatic aberration. This is actually, I don't know if this is number 1 or number 2, but the most puffy, foggy, hazy, in a good way, not a bad way, foggy, hazy, puffy bokeh I've seen on. This is actually reminiscent of some early 1950s M42 mount lenses that I have, but this one actually tops it. Build quality is, on a scale of 1 to 100, is way over the top, way over 100. It's incredible. I would actually like to own this lens, but not for that kind of money. I actually can't recommend this lens. Today, VOIGTLANDER actually set the bar over top of this, as well as several other entities. Really almost no other entities in the 75mm range, though, actually. I can think of nothing recently that actually sets the bar on this, except for maybe the Viltrox. The Viltrox, the new 85mm 1.8, which is an 85mm lens. This is a full-frame lens, even though I was using it on a Fujifilm crop sensor X-T3. I got a series of images on Flickr and some on Instagram. Just boring stuff that I posted to give people an example. Even though it's a low element count lens, like comparable to like a 50mm 1.2 VOIGTLANDER, or a 40mm 1.2 VOIGTLANDER, or the super famous, which I recommended to everybody, 58mm f1.4 VOIGTLANDER Nocturne, which is a copy of a Topcon design, a very, very old lens design. I can't recommend this given the playing field and how high the bar has been set. It's actually an excellent lens in many, many regards. It does fall below what should be expected of a lens like this, even though none of them that are in this genre of low element count ultimate rendering lenses, it still falls below the bar of sufficient resolution to be recommended. I don't sell anything, and I don't have any affiliate links, so I'm not downriding this lens. The build quality and the output is actually extremely good. I wouldn't call it phenomenal or, way over the moon like the 50mm f1.2 VOIGTLANDER, which I recently reviewed, that you can get, by the way, at Camera Quest. It sounds like a commercial, but I have no affiliation with the guy. Camera Quest is actually the official importer for Voigtlander lenses. He's actually a really, really good guy, Mr. Stephen Gandy, that owns and runs the importation and distribution of Voigtlander lenses. That lens I would recommend, or the 58mm f1.4 from him, really, which everybody should own. Or if you're saving your pennies, you can get a used one for about $400 to $450. There are 3 different versions of that lens, by the way. I own all 3. I think I got like 5 copies of that lens, which is really ridiculous. But at 1,000, I would not recommend this lens over, say, and I know it's a completely different focal, the 50mm f1.2 Voigtlander, or the 58mm f1.4 Nocton Voigtlander. In super low element count lenses, around the 85mm, 75 of course on this one, I can't recommend too many lenses other than like the Viltrox, which I know is a crop sensor lens, is a full frame lens, of course. It's a Leica M mount, but like the 85mm f1.4D Nikkor. And given the fact of where this sits at 75mm, some of the best lenses, far better adapted, and certainly actually my pick for top 5 best adapted lenses to a Fujifilm X mount, for example, would be the 105mm f1.8 AIS Nikkor, which averages about $400 used, roughly, depending on where you get it from. Usually, of course, on eBay. But anyway, I can't recommend this lens, even though it's an excellent lens. It's not phenomenal, and it's not over the moon. It lacks sufficient sharpness. The bokeh is really nice. However, you may not like the super puffy bokeh that this lens has. But at $1,000, I unfortunately can't recommend it. Obviously, build quality is absolutely stellar, like every other Voigtlander lens is. I love Voigtlander. They're actually made better than Zeiss. And yes, I know Casino Voigtlander basically is a Zeiss entity. I know that, but these are made better. I love Zeiss lenses too, and I own quite a few of them. But anyway, I will wrap it up and stop flapping my lips. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you have a lovely day. And I guess that's it. I hope you like these videos. If you do, and click the link below. Tell me to jump off a cliff. And I love Voigtlander. Bye. Do 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 do.